Now, the last one that we're going to talk about is the soul. And when you look in any dictionary, the simple definition of soul is really the essence of a human being. What makes you you? That thing that defines you. So now we understand that loving God with our soul is really loving Him with all that we have and with who we are. Your entire being. What drives you, what motivates you, what builds you, what makes you go out every day must be God. That's what the Lord is expecting us. You see, when you love something, when you have a passion for something, you are ready to sacrifice. You are ready to do anything. I want to give an example of an athlete, someone who wants to be in the NBA or NFL or soccer. I mean, he will sacrifice. He might not party with all his friends because early in the morning, 3 a.m., he needs to be out there running, getting ready. He might not want to eat burgers every day because he knows that the diet needs to be specific, poultry, maybe fish and vegetable. He will sacrifice. He will sacrifice his time. He will commit to something until he can see himself playing basketball in the NBA or NFL for football. So when you love God with all your heart, that means that you are ready to sacrifice. You are ready. Sometimes, you remember we said last Sunday that love is beyond just an emotion. It's beyond how you just feel. It's also a decision that you must take. So if you love God, if God is asking you to love Him from your heart, from your soul, from your mind, that means that it's not just about how you feel. Because sometimes you may not feel like loving God from your mind. Because the Lord may tell you, don't take that business proposal. But all your mind, all your friends are telling you, come on, this is the best business that you can ever have. But when you pray God, God tells you, this is not what I have for you, my son or my daughter. What do you do at that time? You may not feel like obeying to God. You may not feel like loving God at that time with your mind. But because love is beyond an emotion, it's also a decision that we must take. Then we decide to love Him with our mind. We decide to go extra mile with Him and not do what everybody will do, but we do what God is telling us to do. And that's what it really means to love Him. So finally, we can really understand what Jesus was trying to teach us. That loving God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, is loving God beyond words. It's not just saying, Lord, I love you. It's beyond that. It's in your action. It's how you think, how you formulate your conversation with people, how you treat others, how you treat yourself, how you treat God, how you make your decision, your business decisions. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you think? Do you think about how am I going to make it today, or all the bills that I have to pay, or this job that I have to go and clock in? Or when you wake up in the morning, you say, Lord, I love you. Lord, I thank you because you're protecting me during the night. I thank you because the Bible said this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will be glad and I will rejoice in it. Is it how you start your day? How do you finish your day? Do you feel miserable about what happened? Or have you learned to love Him beyond what you can see? To love Him beyond what people can tell you? And my brother, my sister, this is what it means to really love Him from your heart, love Him from your soul, and love Him from your mind. It simply means to love Him with all that you have and with who you are. I really hope that this sharing was a blessing to you, the same way it was a blessing to me. Next time, we are going to talk about verse 36 that says, love your neighbor as yourself. Now, I like to talk about the as yourself part, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love your neighbor? This is one of my favorite topics. I like for us to learn how to see ourselves the way God sees us. This was Better You. I'm Pastor Naike with cbnext.com, and I'll see you next Sunday. God bless.